All right, proud family. What? Okay, if you're a fan of the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder was released on Disney Plus last Wednesday, February 23rd. They posted the first 2 episodes. I believe from this point forward, it is 1 episode a week. So it's probably one of the shows I would, stack up and kind of semi-binge, where it's like, okay, let me wait a couple weeks, maybe 2 or 3 episodes, and I could watch them together. I watched both of these on last night, actually, because I was working on my taxes. Praise God, I finished. Praise God, even though I cried when I paid it up front. But yeah, that was over and done with. But I had this playing as I was finishing up, and these 2 episodes, I guess I'm not going to do like a full-on breakdown or, oh, here's what happened in episode 1 and 2. I'll talk about things. I'll kind of gloss over things. But if you're a fan of the series, I recommend watching the show just to kind of get a feel for it. So you know whether or not it's like, this isn't the Proud Family I know, or, man, this is better than the original. Or maybe this is the Proud Family of a new generation. I mean, it's a bit more mature than the one that came out in the early 2000s, and it's covering things like gay pride and social media and being woke and things that are, well, like them or not, relevant to today's younger generation. I mean, I will say this, after watching these first 2 episodes, I hope the show continues to maintain quality, if not get better. That way, this show can serve to this up-and-coming generation what it did for my generation when I was watching as a kid, because there was a lot of representation in the series, going back to the original. I remember watching, what was it called? Is it Toonrific? I love that channel, by the way. He does, reviews on this kind of stuff. Cartoons, animated series. And I didn't know that back in the day, I knew there were a lot of celebrities in the Proud Family, but I didn't know so many, comedians, singers were lined up trying to get on the show. You had Mariah Carey, Alicia Keys, Al Roker, just to name a few off the top of my head. I know there's way more than that. Hell, wasn't Lou Rawls one of those? I think he was. But regardless, this show, I wish it wouldn't have done the whole, a magic thing happened and the kids grew up by a couple of years. I wish that the show would have just picked up where it left off, in the sense that, the kids are a couple years older. We didn't need a magical moment at the beginning of the episode and then everybody wakes up and is like, wait a minute, what's going on? Penny has a chest now. She has a twerking thing in the back, and La Cienega got hair, and then the girls, it felt like Penny and her core group of friends were the only ones who felt impacted by any change, whereas everybody else around them were like, yeah, it's a brand new day. I mean, maybe it could have been an opening scene of the Proud Family at the age we know them, everybody is, and then it's you could have had in Avengers Endgame, after Thor chopped off Thanos' head, and then it's 5 years later. That's all we needed. We didn't need some magical pixie dust. This reminds me of that Al Roker episode where Penny wishes all the grown-ups were away. But after a few minutes, that kind of magic feeling just wore off, and we're back in the status quo. It's everybody's a little bit older. Penny's friend group is still toxic as hell. I hope they address that in the show. I think the biggest thing is the character of Michael, who I did not recognize at first. I'm who the hell is Michael? So I went to the Proud Family wiki. I'm oh, that's Michael. Okay, so basically Michael has made the full-on transformation in terms of hair and style and whatnot to be, feminine and whatnot. So basically Michael is embracing his pride, and it's funny how it's brought up how he's even more style conscious and aware than even the girls. So I thought that was pretty funny, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm not am I the demographic for this? No. I feel like watching this show now at age 30, yeah, it's like a love letter to the original fans, but at the same time, it's the Proud Family of a new generation. And if you can accept that, then I feel like you won't mind it. I didn't really mind the Michael character because, well, there are gay kids, you know, like kids who are in the they want to be represented on television just as much as, you know, it meant something to see a Hispanic character or a black character. So I didn't think too much of it. I was surprised when I'm like, oh shit, that's Michael. And then I looked, I'm like, oh, that was it. So I didn't really trip on it. But regardless, yeah, Sticky moved. It sucks. I'm glad in real life, you know, what was it? Sometime last year I posted a video about Orlando Brown. You know, he went to rehab and everything. He cleaned up himself. It's still an ongoing battle of, you know, substances and whatnot. But for now, you know, he's a family man. He got married. You know, more power to him. But it really sucks because between the Proud Family reboot, you know, him voice acting Sticky, Raven's Home, Eddie, his character, that was some real Disney money he could have had, you know, if he wasn't going through those demons. But yeah, Sticky moved away, and you have new characters, Maya and KJ. Maya is, I believe, voiced by Keke Palmer. She's like a woke character, really calling out Penny and her friends for being superficial, and, you know, Penny doesn't like that. And I forgot, like, the status quo where each episode is really about Penny learning a lesson, where Penny, I'll never forget, I think it was the one episode of the original show where I think La Cienega was going out with Wizard Kelly's son, and I forgot the whole plot of it. I think maybe Penny thought La Cienega was getting cheated on, but I think towards the end of the episode, Sugar Mama told Penny this, and this is like the one line I remember more than anything else. You know what, Penny? I see more and more of your father in you every single day. And I feel like that's Penny's character. She's getting older. You know, Oscar doesn't want her to become a woman, but towards the end of the episode, Penny, like, basically shuts him down in episode 1. It's like, Dad, you got to accept I'm growing up and basically trust my judgment and whatnot. So I thought that was pretty interesting because that was one of the running gags of the original show. You will not date boys. You will not touch boys. You will not kiss boys. And it's like, look, I'm growing up, because when she came down the steps, I forgot who saw, is it Hallie and Chloe, or is it the both of them? It's like, and that's how we do it. We do it. So Oscar obviously is freaking out. It reminded me of when George Lopez did that when Carmen was starting to develop, and I'll never forget that episode where it's like she's practicing her dance moves for like ballet or something like that, and George like flips out. Oh my God, when did she get those? So it was cool to see that father-daughter moment. But yeah, it's funny because Penny tries to prove that she's woke, which in reality, I don't know if the show correctly defined what it meant to be woke or self-aware, because I thought that meant to be kind of like, you know, self-aware of who you are and whatnot. And ironically enough, it's like Penny kind of acts unlike herself just to prove a point to Maya. And I will say, at first, Maya can be a grating character, but when you realize that she isn't shown to be picture perfect herself, I feel like that's what makes the character endearing, because you could see how hypocritical she is at times because of how she tries to call people out, when in reality she's also with flaws. So I feel like that's what makes her an interesting character to Penny. But I will say this much, it kind of felt like we jumped right back into the show, like the show you know, didn't really miss its stride. Maybe it's because I'm older, so to have a show that's loud all the time, because I'm used to, especially watching TV, my nephew was like, man, that show, why it gotta be so damn loud? But then again, it's in the damn title, Louder and Prouder. But I will say, I think episode 1 was really about reestablishing, hey, here's who these characters are. And then episode 2, I feel like, was definitely better. Oh, also, shout out to the, you know, the artist that does the show, because I remember when the first reveal of the character designs came out, Dejanay had like a stomach. It's like everybody kind of leveled up except for her. It's like she got bigger, and it's like, man, why y'all had to do Dejanay with that, her stomach sticking out? But luckily, they like painted her shirt to be, or drew her shirt to be longer, covering up her gut, which I feel like was a good move. But yeah, bad influencer. I mean, as somebody who does social media for a living, I feel like this was definitely a great episode. So Penny basically is like, wait, why is everybody into like this makeup boy thing? And it's funny how Oscar or someone is like, wow, what's your generation coming to? Getting makeup tips from a boy. And that just shows the generation gap. Not to mention in one of the episodes where Oscar was just stunned that Penny didn't know who Prince was, which I feel like, did they never watch Purple Rain in that house? Oscar, come on now. They did have like a minute or two montage of just Prince stuff, which I feel really went nowhere, but whatever. So, Penny creates a video called Growing Up Proud, and it goes viral, and then the Gross Sisters, who, yeah, you can't have the Proud family without the Gross Sisters, right? They kind of now want legitimate rap careers and quote-unquote ask by force Penny to play their track on her next video. So the series keeps, blowing up, racking up followers, and now she has the power to control people's views, and that really just shows the responsibility that comes with being a influencer. I mean, the episode title is called Bad Influencer because it has the R in parentheses. So it's just one of those, because it's bad influence, because bad influencer. So it turns out she actually cancels Makeup Boy, ruining his career, and soon uses the ability to cancel La Cienega, the teachers, and to send Sugar Mama away. And later on in the episode, she comes back swole, which is funny as hell. But Maya confronts Penny on her behavior and uses her, her brother KG, his drone to catch Oscar getting paid off by Wizard Kelly, sending it out on the internet and causing Penny to crash and burn. So she then encounters Makeup Boy, now going by, I believe, the name Sebastian. And, it turns out she thanked him for bringing him back to his roots, because when you get to a certain level online where you got a bunch of followers, you're making a lot of income, it is easy to lose who you are. But at the same time, it's like, Penny should realize that by exposing someone, you ruin their lives, but at the same time, you can get canceled in a minute. So it's almost like this episode was about the dangers of cancel culture and whatnot, and to really make sure you understand the power that you hold. Sometimes that's something I forget as well. So basically, towards the end, Penny apologizes to everybody, and Sugar Mama beats up Oscar. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I thought these episodes were good. Do I prefer the original series? Yeah, I do, because that's the one I grew up with. But I think this series is going to do just fine. I'm going to keep watching the show. I'm not doing like, episode by episode breakdowns and reviews, but I might, pop in every now and then to say, hey, this is an episode I would definitely recommend. But let me know, did you watch the new Proud Family yet? The first 2 episodes? I don't think the theme song is as bad as everyone says, but I sure as hell do not think that it should replace the original. I mean, you should have just kept the original. Was it like a copyright thing, or because, obviously Beyonce and Destiny's Child, or Beyonce specifically, are they unable to use that because of, how much it would cost? I don't know, but whatever. I don't know. But yeah, this theme song is not as good as the first one. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description. Hit subscribe and hit that bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel.